Hey Econ class, Mr. Garcia here. This video covers the very beginning of chapter 10. It's about our long run aggregate supply curve. If you're watching this and we've just finished chapter 9, this sort of concept is going to be on your chapters 7 through 9 test, the long run aggregate supply curve and economic growth. So it's maybe worth watching. As you remember from chapters like 3 and 4, when we graph supply and demand, we have axes of price and quantity, and those lines, these lines and those quantities are going to be about the same, but we're looking at this from a macro level. By the way, I apologize for the color in this video. It's a little weird, but that's okay. And so we're going to look just at long run aggregate supply. And when we measure long run aggregate supply, we're measuring the relationship between price and quantity, but we're looking at a macro level. So how do we measure prices over an entire economy? Well, we have to measure the price level, and we have to measure quantity. And quantity on a macro level is the quantity of all goods and services produced within a given year, adjusted for price level, and so we know that as real GDP. But one way this is abbreviated is with the letter Y. That axis also refers to unemployment. I'm going to put that here. Also measures unemployment. For example, if we have more output, then we're going to have a lower rate of unemployment or a higher rate of employment, depending on how you think about it. And so the long run aggregate supply curve is actually a vertical relationship. Like there's no relationship, you could say. This is our long run aggregate supply curve. It's vertical. What that refers to is that in the long run, there is no relationship between our level of output and price. Like no matter what, this is what we have in the long run. That we can't move beyond that. We can't produce more goods than that, and if we do, then it's unhealthy. So anything to the left of this is like operating inside the production possibilities curve. So anything here is sort of corresponds to this area, and anything outside of it would correspond to this area. That's one way to think about it. This chapter really wants you to get through your head, though, that this long run aggregate supply curve, it measures it just measures what we can produce in the long run. In the long run is not a specified amount of time. It just refers to the amount of time until which economic conditions adjust, like employment, wages, prices, that kind of thing. So this is just long run aggregate supply. If you need to go back and read pages 240 through 242 to understand this long run aggregate supply curve.